Guys, this is Brad with Display Fitness, and today is Friday, I think September 28th, and I've normally would have my deadlift training, but like I said, I also miss my bench training, so I'm going to try to double dip if I can. It's still just miserable hot out. I would very much like to get myself into a 405 by 5. The last time that I trained, I think I hit 485 5 by 5, and the liftoff was miserable. Doing that myself, I'm very much prefer to have a lift-off person, so I don't really have much of an option here around the house just because the wife's not all that reliable. I should have chose better, but I did not. Anyway, at least I got beautiful babies. Anyway, and then two, that also brings into a problem with my deadlift. So ordinarily, I don't really go over 50% of my 1 rep max without a belt. Puts me in a bit of a quandary because all my lifting gear, all my main stuff got boxed up and is currently on its way to Korea. So I don't have any of that stuff. So I basically got to make do without. So I think last week I got 405 5 by 5 last week. I'll have to go back and look at the footage and see what I did, but hopefully I can move it up, maybe do like 455. I think that might be a reasonable jump and just see how that feels. So and then hopefully I don't die from heat stroke or exhaustion or some combination of the two. Anyway, that's it for right now. We're going to move out the garage and get after it. We'll see you guys out there. Talking on the motivation today. No motivation. Garage is a mess. It's hot. It's been raining, so it's like muggy, humid, just miserable conditions. And the garage is a little messy. Wife's got a bunch of projects going on around the house. She's got like 5 things going at once, and it's not good to do something and then finish it. It's you do start something and then start 4 other things too. Anyway, I'm having a hard time getting my head into this one, so I don't have high hopes or expectations for today, but we'll see what we can do. All right, just for some brevity here, I'm going to do a little voiceover, and I did get up to the 405 5 by 5. This is the 3rd set, and what I didn't show is earlier in the sets as I was warming up, I was having some significant issues with, I think, my right shoulder was really bugging me, and I was able to kind of loosen it up and did some kind of mobility work. That's why you see that band hanging there, because I was using some distraction on that shoulder, and I was able to get it warmed up, and everything was feeling good. So banged out these sets, and I was really happy with it. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. 405 5 by 5, even after kind of a slow start. Shoulder was a little bit twingy at first. I don't know if you guys caught me kind of grimacing or whatever, like kind of moving the shoulder around a little bit, but that's more or less what was happening. The shoulder was feeling a little weird. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's good. Now I kind of was messing around with the idea, or fighting with the idea about whether or not to get into the remaining of my training, and I feel like I'm probably going to. I pulled out a little bit of whiskey, so I'm going to have a couple of whiskey shots while I train. But here, what I want to show is kind of the priority of effort, right? So I missed my bench training, so I front-loaded bench. Today would be deadlift, so now I'm going right from bench straight into my deadlift because I want to hit the 2 biggest, most heavy carryover exercises that I'm going to do. And then if I have the time and energy, I'll come back around and try to work some of the accessory, auxiliary type stuff in support of bench and in support of deadlift. But it really just depends on how much energy I have left after after deads. I'm already kind of saturated and sweaty, and it's hot, and always the heat and humidity always really zaps my energy. So but that's what I'm doing. So when you guys are out and about and doing your own training, and if you get behind or something like that, this is my philosophy, right? You front load the most important things and you do those first, and then if you have the time and energy, you give the rest of it in. But the most critical, most important piece is those biggest, multi-muscle, multi-joint movements, bench, squat, deadlift, right? Get those in first, because those are going to have the biggest effect on your training overall, versus just kind of getting in and farting around with some bicep curls or something like that, right? Benching is much more important, has a larger effect on my whole system than any, one single, single muscle movement or whatever. I think you guys get the idea. So moving right along, we're gonna get into it. I'll have to double check. I still don't know what I'm going after. I think it's more than 405, so I might try to hit 455 and see how that feels. I think that'll be it. We'll see how it goes. All right, and kind of again, just for brevity, we're going to jump ahead to the actual
main set. I did get up to the 455 5x5. Everything was feeling pretty good this day. Didn't really have much of an issue in terms of moving the weight, so not a lot of stiffness in the legs or back. And then everything also felt good with the abdomen. So, I've been very conscious about my progression, trying to make sure that I'm taking it slow and steady, but also pushing forward the envelope and trying to get ahead of it, and keep training, despite the fact that, I was told, wait 6 weeks before picking up anything more than 10 pounds. That just seemed a little bit over the top for me. So I was glad to get this in, hit a new PR with the deadlift, and everything felt great.
It's miserable. Sometimes I got to remind myself why I do this. Anyway, I'm gonna wind it down real fast. It's hot and I'm exhausted, and I just don't got it in me right now. So I need to go inside and refeed and get some food in my system and maybe some beers. Hit a PR with a bench for post-op. So hit 405 and then went 5x5. And then I was, trying to make some more ground up, like I said. Moved right into the deadlift, PR'd on deadlift with 455 5x5, and then spent a little bit of extra time. Just worked a little bit of shoulder work and a little bit of bicep work. If for nothing else, just because I want to kind of develop, keep my upper body developed, because some of that shoulder work helps me out with neck girth, which helps me out with the Army for that height, weight, and tape test. So got to keep my neck thick, and otherwise I'm in a world of hurt. But yeah, that's it, guys. It was a great workout. It was a great day. I surprised myself, with that bench after how I was feeling initially. So win all the way around. Good stuff. I'm excited about it. That's it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the chat box. I'll be sure to get back to you. I appreciate you guys checking this video out. I definitely appreciate likes, shares, and subscribes. Big thanks to everyone that's helped me grow the channel so far. And if you haven't jumped into the channel yet, please consider. Anyway, guys, that's it. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, train despite. You may surprise yourself and hit PRs and do things you didn't think you could do. You're either going to find an excuse or you'll find a way. And I hope you guys find that way. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.